It's the blind date to end all blind dates. When Monae Alexander turns up to Miami International Airport to meet her best friend Tempest for their anti-Valentine Girls Day trip to Turks and Caicos, she realized she's been scammed. Tempest is nowhere in sight, and soon Monet finds out that the trip was an elaborate scheme that Todd set up to come at her with the bullshit to get her to meet Hudson Bradley, a man Tempest has been trying to set Monet up with for months. Hudson has been played too, thinking he was heading overseas for a business trip and not a 5 day Valentine's Day getaway with a woman he's never met before. It is the Valentine's Day trip neither Hudson nor Monet asked for, but could it turn out to be just what they need? Risley. Girl. She is like quickly becoming one of my favorite just go to for a quick read authors, but it's so good. So today we are here to discuss Love Scammed by Miss Risley Adams. And okay, let's just get into it. So we have Monet Alexander. She's rushing to get to the airport because she's late and she's looking for her best friend. And as soon as she's on the phone with her, she's like, "Don't be mad," which of course is something that you do not want to hear when it's like we have a trip planned and I'm at the airport and you're nowhere to be found. So she finds out that she's been played, and it's like Tempest is at home with her boyfriend. Like, I set this up because I want you to have a good time. Everything's already paid for. Don't be upset with me. And for Monet to find out that she's about to be sharing this trip with a man she does not know, has not ever met, I would have been mad. I'm sorry. I don't care how much please, I just did this because I thought it would be good for you. Like, I love you so much. Don't be upset with me. No, I'm upset and we are no longer friends. Because it's just like, how is this a good idea in your head that you're going to send me off somewhere else? It's like we're not even just in the city together. We're off somewhere else with a guy that you think might be good for me. I don't care that he's your boyfriend's cousin and that you think that he's a good guy. It's like you're not intimate with this man. You don't know that man like that. And I don't trust your boyfriend either because this is fucking cousin. Who is this? And so, then we have the cousin, Hudson Bradley, who, shout out to you for having my last name as your first name. Um, he's upset too. He's like, he thinking it's business. Like, so I'm ready to make some money, and you got me. Who is this woman? Like, I don't understand, especially in this day and age. It's just like, but it really don't matter what year is on the calendar. Why are y'all setting strangers up and just like, here, go off and have a good time, and oh, you can spend all my money right now. Fuck you and your money. Like, it literally took me almost to the end of the book to get past that. I'm just like, first of all, I'm not going, and Tempest is no longer my friend, best friend, whatever you want to call it. Like, girl, fuck you, seriously. Like, mm-mm. And as far as what was the boyfriend's name? Russ. Russ? Oh, we're no longer family either. If I'm Hudson, like, well, technically I am Hudson, but yeah, don't call me like as you're cut off too. But anyway, so they try to make the best of the trip. Like, I guess we're here, so we might as well go through with it. Like, nah, y'all make enough money. You can turn around and go home. They would just, since they pay for everything, it's like y'all just gonna lose money out on this flight because I'm not going and I don't care. And you can't tip me with, oh, the trip is paid for. You guys just go have no. But they do it like because they had one. It was one bedroom, even though there was two beds in the one bed, but it was one bedroom, and they booked them on different flights, even though they didn't know that they were like coming to meet each other and coming to be together. They really went all out to plan this bullshit that they had going on. So they get to where they go? Turks and Caicos, and it's just like you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and no hard feelings, which I can respect. Like they weren't like rude to each other. It's kind of just like I don't know you and I don't want to go on this trip with you. And it's the other person looking at them like, same. It's a mutual respect of we don't want to do this together. But then they get there and it's just like, you're not as bad as I thought. And it's like, well, wait, let me look at you for real. Like, damn, you got to fine. So then they meet up for breakfast. Um, and she finds out that he is this, I'm not exactly famous, but he's well known as a photographer. And he goes by Bradley Hudson. That's his photographer name, just his name switched around. And she has a few of his pieces like hanging up in her house. And that's how I guess Tempest just knew that they were going to be a great match for each other because she loves his work, which I'm like, yeah, sure. You've never met your idol before and discovered that you actually hate them, but they make great music or, like they're a great actor. Like just because you like what they do don't mean you're going to like them as a person and want to date them. But so it's like I do say that it's an island because it's like you're not working, you hanging out with this person every day. Y'all drinking, you laughing. It's like it's vacation. You're more free and it's nice or whatever. And Hudson starts to realize, like, no, I like her. I can see where this is going. And throughout the whole vacation, Tempest and Russ are calling Hudson and Monae, respectively. And it's like, you like it, right? I was right, right. Tell me I was right. You like her. You like him. Like, no, I'm not telling you shit. You're still not right. I'm like, first of all, like I said, if it was me, I wouldn't be there. So you wouldn't be able to say you were anything because I would never know. But he's like, nah, I like her. I think I'm falling for her. And, they shared a kiss. And then when it comes to Valentine's Day, Hudson set her up real nice. Like he had the hotel bring her breakfast, he sent her flowers, and he gave her an itinerary for the day. And they ended up at dinner, and it was cute. Like it was a vibe. Like I still don't see how we got here, but yeah, sure. Um, and so they end the night having sex, and it's just like. I was like, but this was funny because like after the great night of sex or whatever, she's thinking to herself like, I could have been getting this for 6 months by now because that's how long they've been trying to set them up. But it's just, I was like, you know what? Yeah, you live and you learn. But I was just like, nah, I'm sorry, I just would have never known how great the sex was unless we met on common ground. I'm not going nowhere with somebody I don't know. Um, And so, after that, they're spending the next couple of days like they're wrapped up in each other. So, like I said, it's a vacation. And Monet starts to pull away because she's like, this is, she feels like it's a fairy tale. Like, I don't know if I really like you or if it's just the atmosphere. And when we get back, it's not going to be like this. Like, she's an attorney. She's like, you're not going to like bitchy me, attorney me after I've had a long day. Like, I'm free right now. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm a grown ass man. I can tell the difference in me liking somebody or if it's just the vacation and, like the night air and all that type of shit and having too many drinks. He's like, it's not that. I like you. We vibe together. And, it's going to be, this is a relationship. And, like also throughout the trip, he can tell like when she gets quiet sometimes and she's not being her free self or her natural self. And she's like, what? I guess it's time for me to tell you about my ex. So her ex fiance, she was like, everything started off great. He was real nice, basically like doing all the shit that you doing now. But pretty soon it was the subtle, like, you wearing that? You got that makeup on? You gonna eat that? You don't think you should be a little bit more quieter? Why you laughing so loud? Take that off. Don't say that. You should work a little harder. And then she says, like, he proposed to her, and she felt trapped, because it's just like he had been basically working on her so long. She started to think of herself as ungrateful and not appreciating him trying to, quote unquote, help her out, and that she felt like she had to say yes, so she did say yes. And then she took him to one of her company's parties, and one of her coworkers is complimenting her on a case that she did, like, you did such a great job in this case, and you worked really hard on it, only for her fiance to say, oh, I'm glad she finally took something serious, because like how, what was it, empty minded, or like she really don't do good, basically. And so she's like, after that, when they got home, she let him have it. And of course, somebody who's gaslighting you is going to tell you, stop yelling. You're yelling, quit yelling. And it's just like, no, you basically embarrassed me at my job, and you thought that was okay. And it's like, it's also a motherfucking lie, because I work hard as fuck. So what are you talking about? And Hudson interrupted her like, this better not be going where I think it's going. You better tell me that was it, or when we get back, I'm looking for this motherfucker. And she's like, he's not even worth it. But yeah, he slapped me, and I hate to sound like I'm victim shaming, but thank God that's all it took for her. And she was done after that. She said she moved out. She didn't come back until a couple days later with a few of her cousins, just to get her stuff. And basically, she's never seen him again. But that still lingers in her mind. She's still, like, sometimes finding, like, when she's having a good time, she finds herself like straightening up, or feeling like, I can't get close to anybody ever again, for fear that this is going to happen to me again. So it's just like, and then she says, I guess Tempest was right all along. She accused me of getting into short-term relationships, or not even relationships, just dating people that she knows is not going to go anywhere with, because she can keep them at arm's length, and she doesn't have to deal with this again. And so he's like, I see you for what you are. I love who you are right now. He's like calling her his woman. And I was just like, how did we get here? How are you at this my woman state? Like, y'all not even in a relationship. Like, y'all having a good time. Sure, it's great, but y'all not dating yet. Like, relax. But they all in it. It's great. Oh, I forgot. So also at the beginning of the trip, when Monae was still mad, she's like, Tempest tells her, like, you can't be mad at me, because basically I'm growing your niece or nephew in my belly. Like, girl, I don't give a good goddamn that you pregnant. What the fuck they got to do with you trying to ship me off somewhere? This man could have killed me. He could have assaulted me. He could have did anything. Just because he's your boyfriend's family member don't mean he a good person. Give a damn that you pregnant, like, bitch. Yeah, you would have been pregnant and I would have been dead. Then what? Like, I don't get, like, don't try to guilt me with your. And she said that too. She was like, you are not trying to. What did she say? I forget. It was something about a pregnancy. Like, you did not drop a pregnancy announcement to get yourself out of this. And she was like, it worked, and she did, because she was more focused on, oh, I'm so happy you're pregnant. No, fuck that. Fuck all that. Um, Also, like, I thought this was cute. Her nickname was Whip, and Hudson was trying to find it out for the long. He's like, why is your nicknamed Whip. And so at one point she gets up and she's doing the Nene, watch me whip, watch me Nene. And her nickname used to be Nene, but instead, like when the dance came out, it's like, oh, wouldn't it be better to call her Whip instead of Nene? And it's just like, okay. But then he starts calling her Nene because it's like, then that'll be my own personal nickname for you. And the morning that they're supposed to go back home, they rushing around having to pack basically like the start of the book all over again for her. Because I think Hudson is like more neat and has all his shit together. She the one rushing around. They sitting at the airport and she's like, I'm sad that this is ending. And he's like, yeah, the trip is ending. But honey, we're just beginning. Like we're just getting started. So, ain't nothing for you to be sad about because we gonna make this work. And so that's their happily ever after. All right, my beautiful people. So that is the end of this quick read. I hope you guys look more into Risley Adams. Like I said, she's great for a short story. I gotta look up more of her books because the two that I read they were short. Because I think this book I got it pulled up. Let me see. So yeah, this book is only 142 pages, so it's a real quick read. But she's a great writer. She goes very much into detail, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys do too. And go check her out. Peace and blessings. See you back in the next episode.